welcome to Therapy TV at Hurricane Festival. Next to me, Dave Hause. Dave Hause, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fine. I'm a bit tired, actually.
Yeah, it's tiring to be here at these festivals.
Absolutely. Do you have any secrets how to keep fit?
Drink lots of water, get lots of sleep if you can, even if it's not, 8 hours a night. Just get as much as you can and maybe take little naps.
Mm-hmm. And are you somebody who sort of takes care of yourself, like yoga or meditates?
No, I do try to quiet my mind a little. I'm probably gonna get into transcendental meditation when I get back. That's been a goal.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I tend to drink if I've got friends around and have fun. But you have to just have balance. You have to go for a walk and get out in the sun and not just stay in the venue and drink all the free booze.
Which is very tempting at times, I've noticed.
Yeah, because it gets boring to just sit, On shows like this, there's always somebody to see, so it's a little less boring. But
okay. If we take a step back into time, I read that at home your father listened to Bob Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the influence he had on your sort of musical taste on development.
Yeah, he listened to all kinds of great music, and he also was really involved in his church, so it was like rock and roll and Jesus. It was a weird mix, but you get involved in the church in singing and playing, so that was a big part of it, and music was encouraged in my house. So I was, my parents would force me to do piano lessons, and then eventually I got into playing guitar, and then they didn't have to force me. I was just excited about playing guitar.
How did you feel? Like, I don't know if you can remember, but the first time you were about to go on stage, what went through your mind, and do you remember anything of it?
Yeah, I remember. Oh, it's the same feeling you get now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a drug that if you take early, you get hooked on pretty easily, because it's exhilarating, it's scary, and when you take the risk and get rewarded, when people are into it, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I remember it because I live it on the almost daily basis. So.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's great.
And when did your parents get to see you the first time on stage? Do you remember what they told you afterwards?
They said good show. I think that they weren't necessarily into the style. For most of my teens, I played either like heavy metal or hardcore punk or some hybrid of multiple aggressive styles of music. So it took till I was much older to start approaching songwriting in a more traditional way.
And talking of religion, you're probably not particularly religious. What do you think about religion in general?
I think that whatever peace that people can get from it, I understand that, but I think that what it does to humanity has been pretty negative over history, and I think that religion currently in America, the way I interact with it, and then certainly overseas, is a really terrible thing for the human spirit. And I feel like playing rock and roll and being creative and writing songs and being part of something where there's connection and humans are appreciated is hopefully my rebellion against greed and ideology that separates people and makes life miserable.
Yeah.
Hope so. I mean, and I'm not elevating it beyond what it is. It's just writing songs and playing them for people. But it certainly is better than going around saying that my God's bigger than yours, and that I'm going to kill you if you don't believe what I believe.
Very dangerous thought.
Yeah.
You had a near-death experience once. I read somewhere.
A few, yeah.
A few. Even.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, I just think you get... which one are you talking about? The van?
Yeah, I think with the band when you were with the loved ones.
Yeah, when I was in the loved ones, we used to tour in a box truck that we converted into like a tour bus. We had bunks and stuff in a lounge. And we were driving at about 75, 80 miles an hour, and one of the back wheels broke off. And so it turned into a tripod. And we're skidding along, and the wheel sailed past us. And thankfully, no one was hurt, and our driver at the time, William, was able to navigate us off the highway.
Okay.
But it was yeah, it was a very, very scary proposition.
Do you remember what went through your mind at that time?
Well, I was in my bunk, hungover. So I was mostly confused and kind of poked my head out to see what was going on. And from the reaction of the people in the front, I knew we were getting into some kind of an accident, which we had been in. We had hit deer and stuff at various points. So I've been in a couple car accidents, and you kind of are floating up above it for a minute. And then typically the panic and the shock comes on you right afterwards.
Okay.
So in the moment, I just was like, what's going on? And then it occurred to me, at that point I had my sister playing with the band. She was playing keys and she was on the top bunk. And, you know, these were people I love and played music with. And I felt some strange responsibility as like the songwriter or the singer, like, oh my God, this enterprise that we're in to play music almost just killed 5 or 6 people that I really love. So it was scary.
Yeah, absolutely. I would come to my first test. We have the so-called Rorschach test. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Of course.
If you could like to take this piece of paper.
Yes.
And behind there is our infamous analysis sauce. Okay. You can, even if you want, you can shake it a bit. It's up to you.
Okay.
Right, and then you have to fold it.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold it. Oh. I think it's going to spray out of the side.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part.
Yeah.
It's the skill to keep it.
Okay.
You can spread it a bit if you like, though. Maybe in that direction. Oh, you got ketchup in that. I have a tissue, though. Yeah, that's for people, for crying patients, actually. But okay, so now you open it, please.
Yes.
And please tell me what you see.
What do I see?
You could say anything. We've had vagina, so there's no problem.
That's what I see.
That's why I could tell, because you're like,
That's what I see.
I think it's our third vagina, actually.
Yeah.
It's quite a big one this time.
Yeah, it is. But that's what I see.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely, that's completely valid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not that far off.
Nice. We've had a couple of them, if you look behind. We've had like mooses.
Oh,
and yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that's pretty impressive. The record I just made is about an appetite. It's called Devour, and it's about the American appetite or the human appetite. And, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll are certainly talked about for a reason. But I think as you get older and you try to balance your life, it's important to try to get a hold on why you have that crazy ambition, or why you have those, you know, why do you do drugs and drink and want to...
Is it an escape or?
Yeah, exactly. And so over the years, you try to work some of that out and write about some of that stuff. And so not as much now. I have a pretty balanced life.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
I have one little association game.
Okay.
And I just say certain words, and I'd like you to say whatever comes to your mind.
Okay.
School life.
Fear.
Parents.
Great.
First girlfriend.
Fun.
Backstage.
Boring.
Germany.
The best.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. World Championship.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Tour life.
The only life I know. The only way to live for me.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
And there are no easy answers. Mixing money and blood. He was too young to know better. And we were all
Yeah? Okay, so the house stands for yourself, which I would say in the big picture, you're a very modest person, because you're not like some people have made really big houses. You're not like an ego kind of guy. So down to earth, modest guy.
Okay.
You've taken like you have pictures, so you're open to see new things, and you're open for people, and you like to sort of look outside of the world and I think watch things, perceptive. then the tree stands for your parents and your friends and family. So you're very close, and it's sort of the same size. So I would say it has just as much importance to you as yourself. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And then we have the sun, which is for happiness and luck, which is quite big. So although you sounded quite sort of pessimistic and everything, that you are very hopeful.
Yeah.
I would say. The axe is aggression. So there's a lot of aggression there, I can tell. It's quite, I mean, in comparison to yourself, there's a lot of aggression there.
Oh, this is true, yeah.
And the snake is your sexuality. So that's also quite dominant, very exotic as well. And you took a lot of detail for that. So I think you're happy with your sexuality. There's no problem there. So that's my interpretation.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good.
Does it in any way is it realistic?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm probably less aggressive than I used to be.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the overall life, yeah, playing punk rock and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, but that's a good way to sort of,
to get it out.
Get it out. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty good.
I'll give you some medicine here.
Okay.
Okay, we have sanity pills if you like. Then we have strength.
Right.
We have verve.
Okay.
And finally, inspiration. And there's only 2 left of inner peace, so.
Oh, inner peace is. No, you know what? I'm good. I just had
Yeah?
some food, and I'm gonna have a drink and then go play.
Nice.
So I think I'm good for.
But that's great that you don't need any
pill.
medicine. I mean, my impression of you is also that you're sort of, you really know what you want, and you're very calm, and you're very sort of, I don't think you really need a therapy, but it was nice having you there.
Well, the more you ask me, I'm sure the more you might say, this guy needs therapy.
Maybe in our second session.
Perhaps.
Yes,
perhaps.
if we meet again, then we'll go deeper.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
It's lovely meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thanks so much for the interview.
Yeah, thank you very much for taking your time.
Yeah, right on.
All right.
Cool.